Hi, this is Chrissy. I'm just going to take you through this training real quick, and if you have any questions, please jot them down and email them to me. So we're going to go over resources, security, materials, administration, and grading and scanning. You can go to SharePoint. The way that you get to SharePoint, there's a link here at the bottom inside the PowerPoint, but it's pretty easy to find if you go to My Pasco Connect, and then you go to Office 365 and then SharePoint. When you're in SharePoint, you type the search bar, you type in ARM, and then you look for these ARM resources. The one that you're going to want to look at, because I've already checked all of your course assessment directories and I know who's taking a district final and who's not. So the one that you want to look at is this one that says district finals. And it has a whole OneNote that goes over everything you could possibly need to know. So this is the shareable database. If you have any questions about whether you have a district final or principal proof test, you can email me. When you're on the OneNote, you're going to go to teacher resources, and then I'd like for you to go to the security agreement right here. And please sign the security agreement. That's a very important thing to do. You can go and look at the district finals blueprint to know what's going to be on your district finals. I'm going to send in the email details about who's taking the test when, and how to drop off and pick up materials. But you are responsible to make sure that all students have been tested and to schedule makeup tests. Everything has to be finished by Tuesday, May 25th. So the last day of testing, I would like to be Monday, May 24th, so that I can get everything scanned and double checked by Tuesday. Again, please sign the security agreement. It will be a link on the email that I send you, as well as the directions I just gave you to get there. And these are the key points of the security agreement. Anytime you have the tests away from the potato, where it has the special locks that only JLI and the custodian staff has, you need to lock them in a cabinet or lock them in a closet in your room and lock the door to your room so that there's 2 locks. You can invalidate a student for cheating, disruption, violating the rules, or jeopardizing the security of the assessment. Just send me an email and CC Jill, and I will tell you what to do to give that student a 0. The test ratio is 35-1, so yeah, not really hard for us to do most of the time. The district final materials and the security checklist. The security checklist looks like this. When you pick it up, I will fill out the right-hand side, or you will fill out the right-hand side and make sure that you have all the correct number of test booklets and answer sheets and the date and the time, and you sign it. And then when you bring it back to me, I will check that you have all the test booklets returned, all the answer sheets returned. I will scan the answer sheets, so I will put the date on there for you, and the date and the time of the session, and the date and the materials were returned to me, and then I sign it. You do need to write the students' numbers and their names on this list. Who should not be tested? Students who haven't been here long enough. If you have any questions about that, just contact me. Materials check in and check out. I put an extra E on potato there. Sorry about that. You pick them up from the potato, hold on to them until everybody's done, and then return them all back to me. I will print the scripts for you, although they're not really necessary for these tests because they're pretty simple. You can let the students read afterwards. You do have to make sure that their backpacks are put away. So they would have to get their book out of their backpack, put it under their chair, and then when you pick up their test booklet and answer sheet, then they can pick up the book. Reference sheets and calculators are only if you choose to, but it's pretty easy. Most of these tests you don't need a reference sheet or a calculator for, except science. Headphones, that's for the audio files. Those are only for the people that are taking computer-based, which is Spanish, band, and chorus. Everybody else is taking paper-based unless it's a My Student Online. Accommodations have to be done by you in the classroom. Oral presentation, if it's really a problem for the kid, we will try to figure out a way to have them take it on the computer so that they can listen to it on the computer. Or you can just tell the student, if you don't understand something on the test, raise your hand and I will come read it to you if you have that accommodation. And extended time, you will have to provide the extended time. Please double check the students' IEPs and 504s and make sure that you know what their accommodations are. If you have any questions about a student accommodation, you may email me. Again, you'll have to do extended time in your own classrooms because the ESC teachers will be testing and the learning labs will be closed. This video takes you through how to use the Proctorio assessment for the students who are taking the test at home. This is the teacher video, and I will put this link in your email as well, as it's here in the PowerPoint. I will also be creating a student video for the kids to be able to watch to figure out how to use Proctorio to take the test from home if they are a My School Online student. Paper administration is pretty easy. I give you the books, they take the test, you bring them back. I scan them. Online is a little bit more complicated. Don't worry about preparing the labs for tests because the kids will be taking them at home. And for Spanish, chorus, and band, we will make sure that the computers are prepared. Oh, also CTE, Zach, and Eric have computers in their room, so they may use those to take the computer-based tests instead of the paper-based if they want to. There's a video right here to show how to release and unrelease the tests. I will also include that link in the email that I send you because you'll be responsible for the beginning of the day. It says test administrators are to release all tests to the students no earlier than the morning of the assessment, and then you unrelease them at the end of the day. And you can do that several times. So if not everybody finished because you gave the test, but some of the kids were in FSA, so they didn't take it. So let's say it's Monday and you release the test and the kids take it that are in class, but only half the kids are in class, right? So then when they come back the next day on Tuesday, you would have to unrelease the test again for the kids that weren't there on Monday. The tests are in my progress, and the students are pretty used to taking the tests in there except for maybe the 6th graders. They can increase the size, and all of these different tools are available to them. They're pretty self-sufficient in figuring those out because they're a generation that's been on computers a lot. The navigation bar is at the top. Pause. Next, previous. When they're finished, they submit the test. They have to hit the complete green button to say they have completed it. And then you can look and see what questions have, which students have completed the test and what question they're on. This is for troubleshooting, which you shouldn't really have any trouble with. After the test, log into My Progress, unrelease the tests, can re-release them later if you need to. Within 15 minutes of the test being submitted, the results will be in the student item analysis. So I can show you how to find that as well on your end of My Progress so that you can see their scores. This is for paper. Please don't let them fold up the answer sheets because they have to be scanned. There's a QR code at the bottom. Don't let them color on that. If it's not a pre-slugged or it doesn't already have the student's name on it and they have to write their name, they also have to bubble their student number. If they don't bubble their student number and I scan it, it doesn't know where to send the score. So it's almost like they didn't take it. It shows up like they didn't take it. So if it's pre-slugged, all the information up here will be filled out. If it's not, it'll have a little square over here where they have to bubble in their student number. This is the square at the bottom that they have to make sure they don't write in. I will scan them for you once you return all the tests to me. Please only return the answer sheets that you want to be scanned. Once everybody has completed the test, do not hand me a blank answer sheet. If I scan a blank answer sheet, it gives the child a 0. Yes, this is kind of silly, but this is how they do the grade. If the kid gets one question right, they get a 59. If they get 80% of the questions right, they get 100. And you can see the rest of the scale in there. When they show up for you, you'll see the colors. There's my progress. And this is what you see when you log in. See the student stuff. And this is how you find student item analysis so that you can see their scores. We are not going to, you would have to select the test. And then you can see the scores. We're not going to go into analyzing the data. We can talk about this after all the kids have finished their test. Makeup procedures, you have to schedule those makeup exams within your classroom time that you have access to the students. I will do the scanning. When you give me back the folder that has the answer sheets in it, I'm assuming that it has the kid's name on it if they already, or they bubbled in their number. I'm assuming that those answer sheets have been filled in by the students. If it's a student that's taking the test at home from My Progress, do not give me a blank answer sheet. If I scan in a blank answer sheet, it gives the kid a 0. Don't worry about it. I'll scan them for you, but you do need to go back and check and make sure that all the students have turned them in. You can give them feedback on the district final, what you liked, what you didn't like, questions that you thought were inappropriate. And you can go to the frequently asked questions page if you have any questions. But make sure if you have any questions, please just email me. Thank you.